be any different from this one in Munich, for example?
I think mainly it'll be the same show that we've been doing around the world. It's not too easy. We can't learn Russian in time. Now, if we could think of a Russian song to do and learn it up, then maybe we could do that. But I think we have everything that Moscow wants in this show. So I don't think it'd be a good idea to change it too much. We may change it a little bit.
So it will be your first trip to Russia, but we have a very famous legend that Beatles actually did give some secret concert.
Yeah.
Some say in the airport, some say in Kremlin for communist leaders. Have you ever heard about it?
Yeah, I heard about it. It's not true. Somebody said that we came to the airport and we gave a concert at the airport. It's not true. I've never been to Russia. Nearest I've been to Russia is Zagreb. That's the only, nearest I've been. But I'm looking forward to it. I'd love to. Since I was a child, I'm always aware of Russia and its cultural history and the whole Cold War thing, So I'm interested to go just as a person, but also as the guy who wrote Back in the USSR. It's an interesting twist for me to go.
And can you tell the story of this song? Was the USSR just an image, or this song was related to the real country?
No, it's, I sometimes just make up songs just like a novelist makes up a story, But for me, how it started was there's a Chuck Berry song. Chuck Berry, the American rock and roll singer, wrote a song called Back in the USA. And it's like how everything's great back in the USA. It seems to sum up the thoughts of like Americans like in Europe. Wow, it's great back in the USA, and everything's great back in the USA. And I just thought it'd be funny if instead of everything being great back in the USA, I just changed it to USSR, just as a little idea. And so then I thought, well, okay, what could happen? Well, it's a Russian guy, and he's flying home from America, and it's a twist. It's just the exact opposite of Chuck Berry's song. This time it's a Russian guy. He's talking about Ukraine girls being the best, better than the West. And he's talking about, he's anxious to get back and see his girlfriend. And so to me, it was really to write a song that would make people realize that Russians were human. Because we grew up thinking they weren't. It's like communists, the enemy. And we were all, even though a lot of people over in the West were interested in communism, still there was this curtain on information. So we didn't really know what you guys were like. We just heard that you drank a lot of vodka, which is not true, I know.
And have you ever been a sympathizer for socialistic ideas or for Soviet Union in political terms?
Yeah, I think socialist ideas are great. I think communism is a great theory. But unfortunately, I think it's very difficult to make it work. So, as students, like everyone, we talked a lot about these ideas in the 60s, about what a great idea, everything for the people, and But it doesn't always work because, like George Orwell said in his book, some pigs are more equal than others. Some animals are more equal than others. And this is what happens. You get corruption. And so it's not really the dream of communism. It's it's often the corrupt thing where the people up at the top. I don't know what is going on. You must excuse us, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a lot of noise around here, but it doesn't matter. This is backstage in Munich, but it's okay. This seems to be a lot of people next door having fun.
And is that true that your father was some kind of sympathizer with the Soviet Union?
No, not really. No, I had one of my relatives, Uncle Ted, was a communist, and he and my father used to talk every Sunday, and we used to get very bored because he would always be trying to tell my dad how great communism was, and my dad was not a believer, but he was a believer in people and humanitarian. That's where I got that from. But he didn't really believe in communism, and he and my Uncle Ted used to argue every Sunday.
And is that true?
I was a kid,
Is that true that your father wanted you to learn Russian?
Yeah, he said, I said to him once, do people want peace? He said, yeah, people everywhere want peace. He said it's just the politicians who start wars. But he said to me, yeah, and we were talking about Russian, he said, no, even Russian people want peace, because we didn't know you were just like us then. We thought it was, strange, bit of this. But yeah, he said to me, learn Russian. He said it's the language of the future. But I didn't. Until my visit to Moscow, where I'm going to be fluent.
You're going to be?
Fluent. But if you believe that, you believe anything.
You'll show it?
I'll try and learn some, yeah, I try and learn some. I learned some Hungarian. If I can learn Hungarian, I'm sure I can learn a bit of Russian.
Maybe you can say something in Russian.
Yeah, well, you have to teach me. I can't at the moment. I mean, we don't really know anything. We just put ski on the end of everything. Hello, ski. Goodbye, ski. That's our Russian. I will learn some real Russian for the show.
Well, and did you know how popular the Beatles were in the Soviet Union at the 60s?
We didn't know at first, but then the word started to get out. People would say, the Russian kids know about the Beatles. We said, wow, really? Say, yeah, it's really exciting. And then we heard we were banned. So we thought, wow, that's going to make us even more popular. Because if you tell kids they can't have something they like music, they're going to want it more. But we only knew, it just came through. It came through from people who came out or people who visited. We understood that the Beatles and Levi jeans were popular imports.
Unfortunately in Russia, audio piracy and violation of copyright is a very common thing. Do you know approximately how much you lose because of that? And is that true that it was one of the reasons why you didn't want to come to Russia for a long period?
No, I didn't know about it really till, quite recently. I don't really take too much notice of that. But I am suing Russia. I am suing, currently I'm going to sue Russia for all my lost earnings. Not really, it's a joke.
Well, after your scheduled concert in Rome...
Are you very serious people, the Russians? Sometimes you seem very serious. And you do a joke and you go, I think you need some vodka. Then I think you'll start laughing. Hey! No, I'm just kidding anyway. I often, British sense of humour, not very funny, but helps us survive.
But there are many stereotypes about Russia in the world. Do you think you are going to visit the country of vodka, mafia and beers? What do you expect to see in Moscow?
Well, the truth is, because it's stereotypes, I don't expect to see it. I know from Russians I meet, they're very like us, and I'm sure that's true. I meet people, who come in the West, either in England or America. You meet a lot of Russians nowadays, particularly now after Glasnost. And they're just like us, just like my dad said, just the same as us. Only they can drink more vodka. Now, I'm sure, there's lots of people in Russia who don't drink. I'm sure there are lots of people with a great sense of humour. And I'm sure there's lots of people not in the mafia. Because people are people all over the world. And that's one of the things I love about doing what I do. Is I travel a lot and I see people. And if you get a chance, you get to be a little bit friendly with them. You see, he's just like us. So she's, people are the same everywhere, I think.
After your concert in Rome, in Coliseum, you gave another one for free, just for people. Is something like that planned for Moscow?
No, I was only talking yesterday because I don't really know about the details of the Moscow thing. I think we wanted to do a free one originally, but hey, there's politics involved, but I understand it's all good, but I was talking yesterday, trying to do a free thing, but I think there's an area where we might be able to do a free thing, but they've already sold tickets. I didn't know till yesterday, and I understand the prices went up too, but this is not under my control, it's, when you come to Russia, it's quite controlled by your government.
One question not related to music, but maybe to a government. fight against anti-personnel landmines.
Yeah.
This is a very burning issue for Chechnya in Russia. Are
Yeah.
you going to make some address for Russian authorities or maybe for Russian people on that?
Yeah, well, I will, if I'm asked, and even if I'm not asked, I will talk about landmines in Russia, because I think that it's a cowardly weapon. I think the problem is, first of all, for the soldiers, because it's not it's a very secret, hidden weapon, but mainly for when the war is finished, for the civilians. And it's mainly women and children who get blown up. And I think that even a lot of soldiers wouldn't want to do that. It's okay, it's a brave thing to defend your country or whatever. That's, some aspects of war are inevitable because some people are defending their homeland or whatever, But I think when the war is finished, I think you should be able to take the war away with you and leave a peaceful land that's safe. But so many places all over the world, not just Chechnya. Mozambique and Croatia and Cambodia have millions of landmines, and people just can't walk there like we're walking here. If this was mine, we just can't go there. So I think it's a bad thing, and I would like to, I just wrote, Heather and I just wrote to President Bush to ask him to ban landmines, and we got a letter back. They're working on it, and maybe one day they'll ban them. So yeah, I'll talk about it. I'll wear a T-shirt on the Moscow show. No more landmines, because I wear it every night anyway.
Back to your Moscow show. Do you know that your name, Paul, in Russian sounds like one half, and that is therefore we have a very famous joke in Russia that for this reason McCartney should come to Russia at least twice.
Well, is that true?
No, it's a kind of joke because Paul in Russian means one half.
Yes, it means half, and that is kind of spooky because I'm Gemini, and I'm supposed to be two halves.
Yeah.
Ooh. Well, I'll have to come back, won't I? Have to come back and play again. So this Moscow show will just be the first one half of McCartney, Paul in Moscow.
Thank you very much, sir. That's it.
He's a good journalist. He spotted an end. He noticed it. Paul in Moscow. Right.
Thank you very much.
Okay, man. Yeah, nice to see you.
In Moscow.
Great. Yeah, we're excited. We're looking forward to it. It'll be great. Okay.